spend a little time talking about science this morning. And as I have introduced myself before, I'm Kelly Palsrock.
Kelly, do you mind
And
do you mind to just hit that hide button right there? And
yes,
then
thank you.
while we're in slides, do you actually mind to use the closed captioning function as well? Do you know how to turn that on?
I will do that. How's
Awesome.
that?
That is fantastic. You just need to hit allow up there.
And there we go.
Perfect.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Boy, by the end of February, we're going to be really good at this.
We'll be rocking.
We will. Love it. I am the K through 12 science consultant, and I work with Elevate Science, and we're going to primarily look at Elevate Science today, but I also work with Miller and Levine Biology, as well as Experience Chemistry. So if anybody has any questions about those two programs, please feel free to reach out to me. I have been a science educator for over 30 years, and I absolutely love it. My email is kelly.palsrock@savvis.com. I do have a Cloud HQ site, and so if you want to schedule a meeting with me, I would love to meet with you. Like we said before, you can meet individually, in teams, groups of teachers, and I like the way Chris Peterson said, I'll meet with the whole school. So we're here for you anytime. Please feel free to reach out and ask us any questions that you have. I do have a session agenda for today. I'm going to walk you through the Realize platform for Elevate Science. I have a PowerPoint, but I'd also like to go live with you. So let's see how the platform is working for us today, but we do have a backup PowerPoint just in case. So let's take a look here. This is our Elevate Science platform. As you've seen, the nice thing is when you have a product on the Realize platform, it works for all of the programs. So if you are an elementary teacher and you're using MyView or you're using Envision Math, you're using Elevate Science, they all sit on the Realize platform. And I like to tell teachers it's like your personal assistant. And who among us wouldn't love to have a personal assistant? So I wanted to just show you a few things about the settings. I think some of us have gone over this already, but if you look across the top here, you're going to see the browse tab here. You have your classes, your data, my library. We're going to spend some time, all of us next week, I believe, talking about playlists and how that can make your life much easier. The platform is repetitive, so you have browse here. You also have it here on the big green button. Classes are here as well as here. You have your data tab here, and we will be looking at those data tabs a little closer if that is a need for some of the teachers. And then we'll get into these in just a moment, the search, your announcements, questions and training, and then this is your personal setting. So if you pull down this, you're going to see your settings, and I'm going to try and go live now and see if I can just show you on the platform. So here is the platform when you bring it up. All right, and if I pull this down, you can see that this is my background. These are my settings. If I go in here, this is where I'm going to see any announcements about the Realize platform. You always want to make sure you sign out using this, and you'll see that I have a little icon here. If I go into my settings, this is my account. All right, so you'll notice it's my name. I do have a preferred language, an email address there. If I go down further, I have some account information, and this is where you're going to link it to your Google Classroom. Most of you have probably done these things already. I know that JCPS has done a great job at setting you up with this. This is also where you're going to pick the programs that you want to sit on your platform. I did want to tell the 6 through 8 Elevate teachers that you now have the option of adding modules, the Elevate modules to your platform. So look for those. It's Elevate Science modules, and you can add those. And then anytime you add, you want to make sure that you hit the save button. So if you're an Elevate grade 2 science teacher, maybe you want to add Elevate Science grade 1 and 3. So you can add as many as you want to this. And then the about me. So one thing I wanted to show you here is, let's say that, I had this little flower right here. Let's say I'm getting towards St. Patrick's Day. I can choose this one. And then maybe I don't want the frog anymore. Maybe we're going to start, in my class, we're going to start talking about flowers or pollination. I can pick that. And then I can come back up here. I can save this. And now I've changed my settings. When I come back here to this tab, it's going to take me to my home page. And notice that now I have changed what my home page looks like. So that's kind of fun. And these are, if I do my drop-down menu here, you'll see that I've changed this. And this is what my home page looks like. The kids can do this too. So it kind of mixes it up for them. All right. Now that we've looked at my settings, another nice feature is the search button here. This is searching with Mosaic by ACT. And if I want to search some content, I'm just going to type in, let's say, tornadoes. Hit the search button there. This is going to allow me to search not only the content with the Realize platform, but it's also going to go out and search in Mosaic by ACT. So this brings up everything about tornadoes that we have sitting on the Realize platform. And you'll notice over here, it sorts it by grade. And I can bring up videos. I have an anchoring phenomena. I have some enrichment. Notice how many results I have here, 430 results, just sitting on the Realize platform. But I want to go out there and look for something else. Maybe I want to see a song or something else. And I don't know how many of you have done this before by searching YouTube. I've kind of gone down a little rabbit hole, but I know by working with the JCPS frameworks that you've developed some wonderful materials for JCPS. And maybe I want to look at this F5 Oklahoma tornado, May 3rd, 1999. So I can now add that and I can assign it and I can look up some information on that. So this is something that is included in your Realize platform. Wanted to make you aware of that. And now I have 182 results. And I also can sort by media type, so videos, games, assessments, and worksheets, etc. So that is there for you as well. Let's see. The next thing, let's go into our browse. This is, remember here, I've got this tab. If I go back to my Realize homepage, I have browse here as well. So I can browse all of my courses that I've added here, or I can browse here. A few things that comes up when we're browsing. I can sort by grade. So this is going to put my courses in grade level. I can sort by subject, or if I click this little star here, that's going to make these courses my favorites. So if I click on favorites now, you've seen for today's purposes, I've chosen Elevate Science Course 2, which is a 6 through 8. It's a middle school course. I've chosen Science Grade 4 and Elevate Science Grade 5. So I can browse I can sort based on my favorites. So I'm going to go into now Elevate Science Grade 4, and I just want to take a look at how this is organized. So we're going to look at the table of contents, and I can see here that at the table of contents level, I have all of my topics of study. All right. And then when I click further into one of these, let's say that we're going to go into waves and information. Okay. Now I'm at the topic level, in the lesson level, and I have my topic launch. So this is my folder. I can open my folder here at the topic launch, and I can see what's available to me at the topic launch. I'm going to turn my distance learning off for just a moment. We're going to get to that in just a second. So if I open my topic launch, these are all the things that are available to me at the topic launch level. So I have my e-text, I have my quest kickoff. The quest is a storyline that runs through my entire topic. I have some UConnect labs, etc. So that's at the topic launch level. Now notice when I go back, I'm not going way up here on the internet. I'm coming here to my header and I'm using this arrow to take me back out. Then I have my different lesson levels. So I can go into properties of waves, and now I can see the activities. So that's how this is organized. And over here, I have my teacher resources, and I can open that. And these are my teacher resources at the activity level. So I like to have this organized in my list view. And now you can see here, when I'm at the activity level, I have a way that I can assign these to my students. So I can assign either here, I can assign by checking the boxes, and then I come up here and I hit assign all. I can also add to playlist. And we're going to do some more discussion with playlist next week. So let's go back out. Now, another thing I did want to mention to you is that Jefferson County Public Schools uses the 5E model. Notice that Elevate Science is using Connect, which would be the engage. Investigate would be explore, with the exception of the e-text. We want our kids to be doers of science. So it's important that the e-text comes a little bit later. So as we move through and we can see all of these fantastic activities, you investigate labs, interactivities, and now we get into the synthesize portion. The synthesize is going to be the explain and the elaborate. So you see more interactivities, you see our quest, we can see you engineer it. This would be the explain and the elaborate portion. And this is where we want to include the reading of the e-text. We would put that down here in the synthesized portion. And the JCPS frameworks are being integrated with Savvis resources, and those are available to you. The demonstrate then would be the evaluate. So you can see here we have an e-text and we have quizzes here in the demonstrate area. In some of the topics, you'll see you demonstrate labs as well down here in this demonstrate portion. All right, so let's go back to the top then. Now, you can rearrange the order, and I'm going to show you that when we come back here at the table of contents level. A few things with the table of contents level. You have two different views. We can put this in the thumbnail view. I like the thumbnail view if you're working on an iPad. I tend to use the list view, but let's say that you have several topics here and you are working on structures and functions and you don't want to scroll down every time. So you can use this rearrange feature, and that's going to allow you to say move your earth natural hazards to the top so that you don't have to scroll down every time to find it. Then you can come up here and you can hit save. Nothing is permanent with this. You can always undo the rearrange feature. All right, now you can access your e-text. So let's take a look at that. The teacher e-text is available to you, as well as the student e-text is available to you. If we go to the teacher e-text, it is going to open in a new window, which is nice because it allows you to still have the platform available to you, as well as your e-text, or you can open the student e-text and teach from there. Nice thing about this is you have a menu here. You can search. You can go directly to the table of contents. You can bookmark, annotate. You can take notes in a notebook, and you have a glossary. All of these features are also available to the students in their e-text as well. If we go to the table of contents, and let's say I want to go to topic 2, human uses of energy. You can see that here is my teacher edition, and I have a nice wraparound with all of my next gen science standards listed. I can move through this. I can see that I have a video that's available to me, some interactivities, a virtual lab. I have a game. These are all sitting on the platform. Move through it again. I can see my quest kickoff. Should I choose to do that with my students? The focus on mastery. Again, here's my quest path and my anchoring phenomena. And I will also have some scaffolding available to me. Here's some guiding inquiry. So I get some directions for my students if I choose to do a lab. Some of the labs you will be able to do even if you're working in a virtual environment, because some of the labs, as we'll point out with the JCPS frameworks that we're aligning with SAVIS, just require some things that the kids might have at home and be able to do, right? So this is available to you, as well as the student books. We also have in Elevate Science, there are some really nice connections with math and with ELA. All right, so this is back to our browse tab. And again, you can see all of the science courses. Now, if you want, you can click on this toggle for show distance learning. And what that's going to do is that's going to really limit the activities that are most conducive to distance learning. So you can see that many of the activities were taken off, and we see that we have a video here, a U engineer at interactivity, things that are obviously easier to do in a distance learning environment. And it's my challenge to you to maybe take a look at one video, one connect, and then maybe find an interactivity and try it out. See what you think for the next time that we get together. Let's go on to the classes tab. When you see your classes, a few things you can assign. You can see a calendar view. One of the things that I really like for distance learning is the discussion. You can create a prompt and send it out to your kids. So if I want to create a prompt, I can give my prompt a title. Okay, there's tadpoles. I can pick a color. I can ask my kids, write down all you know about tadpoles and be ready to discuss when we meet on, let's say they're going to meet on Wednesday. I'm going to save my prompt. All right, and then I can assign this. So if I want to assign it now, anytime I create an assignment, whether it's a discussion prompt or any other assignment, I'm going to pick a start date. And let's say that we're going to meet next Wednesday. Okay, I can then pick a class that I want to assign it to. So maybe I'm going to pick my JCPS 4th grade class, and then I'm going to hit the assign button, and it's going to send it out there to that particular class. Back to classes. I can also group my students together. So if I have a particular class, I can show some student groups. If I named it group 1, I can manage this group of students. I can pick in group 1, I can maybe add just 3 kids to that group. And then I hit the save button. Right. So I have a way of doing that as well. In the data tab, I can view my class assignments, class results by assignments or by standards. So this becomes very important as well. And we're going to do more with just looking at the data tab in future digital learning classes as we move through January and February. Let's take a look now back at our home page. Again, I'd like you to take a look at this button right here, which is the program training. If you go out to the program training, you can get some technical support. You can contact a program specialist. If you'd like to have a live chat with someone, they will contact you. You can chat with them, and then you will be given a transcript of the chat that you had. So that's really nice, because sometimes I know for myself, I think that I understand completely what someone's telling me when I'm meeting with them on the phone or chatting with them. And then the minute that we hang up, I'm like, now what was step 3? So you do get that transcript of the live chat. This program training right here is going to send you out to My Savvis training. And if you have not been to this site, I would encourage all of you to make an account for yourself, take a look at all of the workshops that we have. You can search your particular program, and this does save a transcript for all of the work that you do in My Savvis training. So like that feature that we offer. All right, let's go back into browse and take another look. I think we are almost out of time here.
Yep, you got about 5 minutes left, Kelly.
5 minutes. Thank you. Do we have any questions in the chat? Are we doing pretty well?
Let me look. I don't think I've seen any.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, so some of these, like with the activities that we have at the lesson level, I like these teacher resources. When you click on the teacher resources, you can get some answer keys, you can get some enrichment, you get the teacher e-text that takes you directly to the e-text for that particular lesson, so that you don't have to go looking through the teacher e-text as a whole. And you have the ability to customize some things. When you go in again, you have the ability to add things to your playlist. Don't forget the teacher drop down here. And you can, when you click on the info, you can also see the standards. So I know that becomes very important in science. When you're trying to be teaching directly to a standard, you'll be able to look up the standard that particular activity is addressing. So that's a nice feature that we have here. The interactivities, if we look here at one interactivity, like to show you this, get this to load. Here we go. The interactivities, really a nice feature for distance learning, in that if you assign this to the kids, they can do this on their own, and then you can have them write about it or be thinking about it and come back and have some discussions. So the interactivities, if you'll see down here in the corner, they have these arrows, and the kids are going to be asked to do specific things and then interact with what's happening here. All right, so they're seeing some things here, and it's talking about light, energy, and vision, right? And some of the interactivities will also have some worksheets that come along with them. And it just changes depending on what lesson we're dealing with. And the future, let's go back to our it's right here. View from this. Our next sessions, January 13th, we're going to be looking at digital learning with playlists. On January 20th, we're going to be looking at several different interactivities and how to plan effectively with those. And then on January 27th, we're going to be looking at the You Investigate labs. Several of the You Investigate labs now have videos that go along with them, and the kids actually watch a video of the lab being done so that they can collect data and do the lab, as well as virtual labs that we have online. So those are some exciting things that we have coming up to make science a curriculum that we can actually carry out in this virtual world. So again, I'm here, Science K through 12. Love it. Please feel free to contact me either by email or using the Cloud HQ. Science to me is just so much fun, and I'm anxious to meet people in the science world and get started with JCPS.